The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Monday, you are looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it is 85 degrees.
Beautiful.
The high is 88, the low 69.
69. This is Shannon. Not with us today is Kurt Three Pumps Daniels. On the phone is Nathaniel Nate Newton. In the back is Paul. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
Brought to you each and every show by Wingstop, where flavor gets its
Wings. Which I had the other day.
Did you?
Yesterday.
And the new fries.
I had the new fry. Did you have it?
That's
No?
it. That's it. I still
Gotta have it.
I still gotta
have it, man.
I gotta go.
Change your life. Get whatever season. If you get dry rub, change my life. My homeboy hooked me up on this. Get extra seasoning.
So you got a dry rub. When that happened, Jeff?
Yeah, well, you know.
It happens.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, you gotta get eye to eye.
It happens.
With a 69, this is dry rub.
Yeah, we having a day, ain't we? You know what I mean? It sounds like a good day to me.
Well, we are without Kurt Daniels today in studio, but we do have Nate joining us live from Oxnard. The weather, I don't even need to ask about the weather. That place,
72 degrees.
The place is perfect. When you're out there and it gets up to like 83, they're like, man, it is hot. And I'll tell you this.
Everybody be running to the shade.
I know. And then what's crazy is if you spend a month out there, you start feeling the same way. Yeah. You're like, damn, it's 85. I got to get, I'm burning up. I got to get some sunscreen on. Here, that's called 6 o'clock a.m.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
So, Nate, more pads on Saturday. What are you seeing? How you feeling? What's going on? Update us, man. Enough of this. We'll get to this contract talk after we get you off the line. We want to know what's going on in real life out there. What do you see?
They moving fast. They going hard. They worked out Lyle Collins, boy. He looked great the other day, but he's doing that break-in period that the NFL asks him to do for every new player. But I'm telling you, they look good. I saw some one-on-one pass rush this past couple of practices. So everybody's looking good. The right guard, I wanted to see how he looked in pass rush. He looked at nice 2 or 3 pass rushes he got. They do a lot of 11-on-11, so you don't get to see just where guys can showcase their talents in a one-on-one setting. But everybody's doing well. Sam Williams is looking nice. I can't think of the kid's name, the defensive end, number 41.
Donovan Ezeraku.
Yes, sir. He got a nice quick step. He's playing a little linebacker / defensive end, so he get a little coverage time. Everything's looking good. Tyler Smith, I have not seen him the last 2 or 3 days. He's taking a little sabbatical somewhere with a little bump knee, so they've put in Hoffman at that left guard, and he's doing okay. He's not what just left out of there, but he's holding up pretty good, and they just need to get some depth there with Lyle, and he's doing his thing. And I know we don't really have a third receiver because that is Jason Ferguson, but the other guys, boy, they are not doing it right. They're dropping so many passes out here, man. I just can't believe it. I mean, I guess it's the new style. The guy DBs are allowed to be a little bit more handsy. That number 7, Holden, is doing a better job than the Tolberts. So the Tolberts are the Jalen's or whoever they call themselves. They got to pick their game up. Jalen Brooks, I'm 83, got to pick his game up. Jalen Tolbert, he got to pick his game up. Kavonde Turpin, it seemed like every other series belonged to him, either at running back, at the slot receiver, or outside. They are getting this kid some reps, y'all. I don't know what that means this early in the training camp, but we'll find out tomorrow. We will find out tomorrow because, well, the verse, a different dimension is coming in. It's called the verse, baby, Jared Verse. So in his group of guys, man, it's been a good, solid training camp. Barring the knick-knack injuries, it's been a good, solid training camp. We'll see that we're coming into the next stage, and that'll be tomorrow. Like I said, a new dimension coming in here led by Jared Verse, a second-year guy who never stops talking and got the ability and the talent to back it up.
Nate, I was gonna, ask about, because you're religious about being out there at every single training camp, and so you've been there for the Jason Garrett era, you've been there for the Michael from Pittsburgh era, and now this being the era beginning for Coach Schottenheimer. If you can compare the last three head coaches and the beginning of their training camps, give it to me in order as kind of like how the team overall, the energy, the way that you feel about how training camp is going early on between what it was under Jason Garrett, Michael McCarthy, and now under Brian Schottenheimer.
Jason Garrett was pretty good because he had, I think, pound for pound better players. Defensively and offensively. He had offensive line he didn't have to worry about. All he had to do was plug in a back. He had Tony Romo starting out. So I think Jason, just by sheer numbers of talented players, had the better training camps. He could set the better tempo. Guys knew how to play the game. Still didn't have a lot of playoff success. I think Coach McCarthy ran into a hiccup with it because he had the pandemic era. So he had to build, get guys going, kind of plug it in his way, and he went to rolling. But training camp for us just the roughness, the feistiness. I got to get Coach now. This coach here, Coach Osmosis, boy, yeah, I guess. But he can learn some things by just watching because these guys, they still getting after it. They still going hard. They don't go period after period like the first 2 or 3 days. They just went period after period after period, just running. They've kind of figured out what they wanted to do, and they pick their times when they want to do that. But they're still very handsy, very physical for what these days of training camp is. He's still preaching fundamental football, disciplined football, but high-speed football. So I give Jason 1, this coach here 2, and just a close one, 3rd by Coach McCarthy. I'm talking about in training camp. We're talking about in training camp. I just want to see how the 4th phase is going to be when we do the preseason games. Will you play these guys and give them opportunity? And I'm talking about from the 1s, to the 2s, to the 3s. Will you play these guys and give them enough rep so they can see and you can see what you really have? Once they go to this 4th phase.
So you covered a lot of ground in your intro.
Yeah.
So let's break down a couple of those things. One, you mentioned Tyler Smith battling what they're calling, I think, knee tendonitis, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that in training camp when you have a guy that is dependable and as good as he is that you don't have to worry about, and he misses a few practices? Is that kind of a good thing because you get to insert someone else in there to see what they got with the ones and know a little bit more information about what you have backing him up?
Well, it's Hoffman who is coming in at the left tackle, and it's T.J. Bass. The left guard, T.J. Bass and Hoffman. So you know who these guys are, but we're working with a new left tackle and Nate Thomas. So I would really like for him to be in there, but with him being out, it's not a major loss. It's not a major loss. Because we know who he is. We just was hoping that guys can stay healthy so we can just get some bonding built there and some unity built so guys can know how each other play and what each other's thoughts is with different looks. But that's not a major thing, not this early in camp. If we can get him back next week and get him back rocking and rolling so they can keep that rhythm going, that'll be a great thing.
And then you mentioned Lyle, and you said he looked pretty good. Were you surprised to hear his name and then surprised that they actually signed him? You think he's got something left?
I heard Justice and Nemesis, Mickey Spagnola, talking about it. And I said,
he got all the
so we was
jokes.
talking
He got
about-
all the jokes when he's 3,000 miles away. Doesn't he? He got all the jokes.
So I heard him talking about him, and in my mind, Jess, I'm like, oh, come on, man. And then I was walking away from the show the other day, and I heard him, Nate, and I turned around, and it was Lyle. And brother, he's got to be lost at least a minimum of 20 pounds, 25 pounds. This guy does not look the same. So I'm like, okay, he done lost weight. And then it intrigued me so much that I went out there and watched him work him out. His lateral movement was great. His knees were bent. His hips was flexible. Now, just a little 15 to 20-minute workout. They worked out two dudes, and they wound up signing Lyle. And they pushed him a little bit. And he walked off the field. You see him bent over, grabbing his knees, grabbing his hips. I mean, he handled it well. And so they signed him. So now he's going through that 2 or 3 day period where they'll get him acclimated. And we'll see, man. I mean, if he can bend his knees, that was the kick with me. I'm like, he was stiff as a ironing board. If he can bend his knees and he can move lateral, we'll see where they put him at guard or either tackle. But they need some bodies out here to get through this camp. And we'll see if he's just a camp body or is he coming to stay, be on the practice squad or whatever. But he's got a different attitude. Even though he's been spot here and there for the last few years with this team, this practice squad, he has a new attitude, man. You can see it in his step and how he's carrying himself.
Man, it's always good to have friends in high places. You know, Dak Prescott's one of his good friends, and legend has it that Dak saw him working out this past offseason and kind of came back and told guys like, hey, man, not saying you guys should, but if you need to, look at Lyle. He looks good. He's out there working. And
That's
so,
good stuff, Jay.
So it's good to have people in high places that can sometimes. I need friends like that. I want friends like that just can make a call and all of a sudden get you in for a workout when times are needed. And you know who knows what this will bring for the Cowboys. And like Nate said, if he can come in and show his worth in preseason and these practices, you know, at this point in time in your career, man, you're trying to stockpile all these years up for credit season to when you get done with this thing, trying to hold on a little bit longer and just trying to get another one of them checks. If I can get another season of checks, that puts me in a better situation. It does. It just, if I can get through a season, man, and I get another veteran minimum check or whatever they sign me to, I can just keep adding this to the pot for my retirement fund.
That's right, man. I agree with you 100%, man. And especially if you can have an impact with these young guys, you know, help the young guys be better players, man. You know, I played the extra year in Carolina doing just that thing, just trying to help players work out the practice, do what's necessary, man. It's always more than one way to skin a cat now.
Absolutely.
You can believe that.
Absolutely.
All right, Nate, one more question before we let you go.
Okay.
Last year, you called it in training camp. You told us we were in for a long season, and you were right. After they scrimmaged the Rams, you saw it on the field. You warned us.
Right.
Tomorrow, when you come back on the show Wednesday,
right.
What do you need to see tomorrow, and what is your intuition tell you right now? What conversation are we going to have on Wednesday? Are we going to have the same conversation we had last year? Are you feeling okay? And what do you need to see tomorrow to come in here on Wednesday and be like, fellas, look, this is a different team. This is going to be a fun year. Or is it going to be, fellas, look, I told y'all last year, I'm going to tell you again this year, they ain't ready. What are we going to hear on Wednesday?
Most of this training camp has been a look and see for me, and I'm going to look and see tomorrow. And like I say, they're bringing a different dimension up in here, and these guys are a year better, and I'm talking about the Rams, and they have had playoff success early. This first and second and third year guys, they are healthy. Last year, the offensive line was a little shaky, and they still looked good versus us. So I'll just be trying to see if we're very competitive, not fighting. I ain't talking about punching folks. I'm talking about rushing the passer. I'm talking about defending the passer. I'm not going over the by the wide receivers. I don't care what they do. I'm not going over the by the DBs because if if the Dallas Cowboys offensive defensive line is not performing well this season, I don't care what they do. I mean, we got Pickens and we got CeeDee Lamb, and we got a healthy Dak, and Jake Ferguson is back with a new contract. You know as well as I know, Jess, if the middle of our offensive line and our tackles are not doing their job, it's not going to work. And I'm going to be looking hard at the left tackle. I'm going to be looking hard at what Nate Thomas do. I'm going to be looking hard at what Steele does. I think our interior is going to be okay. You know, the right guard, he's going to be judged heavily, but I'm looking at our two tackles because that is where the Rams got it going on with Verse and Braden, Fisk Braden. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the guy's name wrong.
Braden Fisk.
Yeah. Yes, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing because I don't want to disrespect them and they bring that thunder down there on them. You got to get them names right. So, but fellas, I appreciate y'all listening to me. Hope I gave you some information you can use. Hey, Jess, good to hear you. Shannon, I'm glad you're back, but you ran off Kurt. Wow. Hey, I have a blessed day. Tell Paul we love it.
All right. Thank you, Nate. We appreciate you. We will talk to you Wednesday. I hope it's a good conversation and not a.
Me too, my brother.
Here's what I see coming, and it's a light and it's a train.
Category 5.
There you go.
Real.
Enjoy your week, Nate. We'll talk to you on Wednesday, and we will be right back for the second segment of Hanging with the Boys.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by blockchain.com.
Blockchain.
Thank you, blockchain.com. And Jesse, did you know at your old trusty gas station,
7-Eleven, baby. Pump 8.
7-Eleven, there's a $5,000 winner every single day? Shop with 7 rewards, then play the in-app game for a chance to win $5,000 in cash. New daily cash winners only at 7-Eleven. Are you next? No purchase necessary. Ends 1/6/2026. U.S. and D.C. Ages 16 and over. For full official rules and free gameplay, go to 5k-a-day.com/rules for your chance to win big money. Big money.
We need that money. I need $5K.
I could use a little 5K.
Yeah, I could use $5K definitely. No Kurt today. Nate's in. But where were you at last week? You skipped out on us last week.
I'm glad you asked.
You dipped out on us last week.
Did I? I couldn't remember if I told y'all like the week before that.
You didn't. You told us like day before.
But I thought I told y'all where I was going. I just didn't tell y'all what day.
You didn't tell us either.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Were you in Mexico?
No. Some people would say it was better than Mexico. I don't know if I agree with that, but my regular job, I was invited by the NFL Alumni Health Group.
Okay.
To go to Canton, Ohio.
That's not better than Mexico.
Well, some fans would think it is, depending on who's getting inducted. But anyway, Canton, Ohio definitely
I've
not.
been to Canton, Ohio several times.
No, but the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
The event, yes. Canton, Ohio ain't better than no. We could go to Jalisco, Mexico. It ain't.
Yeah. They live for 1 week out of the year,
right?
And this is it. So I was fortunate enough to be invited to host a symposium for the NFL Alumni Health Group.
Okay.
I was the moderator, and
who was on the panel?
Emmett Smith.
Okay.
And Ray Lewis. So two.
You didn't have no room to talk once Ray got the mic. I know.
No.
You think I talk a lot?
I know. It was great, man. It was so good, and I opened it up with introductions, and I really feel this way. I feel like the word GOAT is way overused in sports, but I could say with 100% confidence, those are two GOATs.
Two GOATs, yes.
Not only for their respective positions. You look at any top 5, 10 list, they're 1, 2, or 3 in every one of them.
For sure. Like when Deion talks about having a separate wing in the Hall of Fame for certain players, and those two, Deion, Ray, Emmett, Jerry, they belong on that wing, that other wing,
the penthouse of the wing.
Yeah. Like the no doubters.
Yes.
Like the Hall of Fame of the Hall of Famers.
Exactly.
For sure.
But they were great. They're so great. Ray, it was about health. It was about mental health. It was about physical health. It was about caregiving. It was really about caregivers and what a caregiver is, and people that are. I learned a new term called a sandwiched caregiver. It's where you give care for your family and your children while you're helping give care for your someone else, your parents or your grandparents or something like that. So it was cool, man. It was we talked a lot about that. Ray, it got pretty deep. Ray talked about losing his son and how he had, it got kind of emotional into that, and how he's been, a caregiver his whole life with his mom and take care of his mom, and how he grew up. And then Emmett, he started off, he had a great story. He said he wanted a pair of Jordache jeans when he was 13 years old, and his mom said, "I can't afford them. Get you a job." And he said, this was back before they had all them laws.
Yeah.
So he went to work at the nursing home and got his $20 and remembered his mom didn't have enough money to do something, and he gave her some of his money. He never bought the jeans. And he said he remembered that feeling, how he felt when he gave his mom, he was able to take care of his mom for the first time. And he said that never left him. And that's part of the reason why he worked so hard to get it. It was good, man.
That's
it was
good.
Really, really good.
That's good, man. You were rubbing elbows with the stars.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then I didn't screw anything up, so which was surprising. And then I actually went to the induction ceremony on Saturday. Got to see Antonio Gates, Eric Allen, Jared Allen, and Sterling Sharp. And so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Came back home. So
nice.
Yeah, so thanks for asking.
Nice. Yeah, man.
It was fun.
Yeah, that's
a good trip,
man.
All right. While I was on that trip, I was blindsided by a fan that grabbed me on the street that was at the symposium, and he said, "Hey, I heard you work for the Cowboys." He was like, because I didn't know what was going on because I hadn't had my phone in a few hours, and he goes, "Micah demanded a trade. What do you think about that?" And I said, "Man, that's BS. He ain't demanding no trade. I don't believe it, whatever." And then we talked for a few minutes, and I walk inside, and I pull up Twitter, and there's Micah's whole, all the dirty laundry in a couple of little slides on his
Notes app.
On his X, yep. Yeah. And I was like, okay, here we are. And then part of me jumped to one conclusion, and then I thought about it, and I jumped to another conclusion, and I was like, this was genius by Micah.
Yes.
It was he who strikes first usually wins. He was putting it out there and saying, here's what's happened. And the court of public opinion is just one more little notch on him, in my opinion, him winning. Everybody, of course, jumps on his side. All the chants are going to happen at camp and all that's going on. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. Did he did he back himself into a corner now? Because the team could say, you're under contract. We got you this year. We can franchise you next year, and we can franchise you for another year. And then that's the 3 years that you have to go make the most money you can. Now, look, I personally don't think Mr. Jones is that type of person where he would do that.
Right.
I think he values his relationship and his reputation as a player's owner. And 99% of the guys that leave here come back and they talk about that relationship with Mr. Jones. I don't think that would happen. Sometimes things get messy. Sometimes things get ugly, especially when you air out what's going on behind closed doors. And, it's just like a relationship with a man or a woman. Different times of that relationship, you love each other. Sometimes you hate each other. Sometimes you cuss. Sometimes you don't want to talk. This is kind of what this has turned into. And I couldn't wait to get back in here on Monday and talk, because I know you're going to have some thoughts.
Yeah.
And I know you've thought about this. Where are you at on this whole thing?
Yeah, it's for me, I'm always going to be per player, right? When it comes to the financial part of this, because Jerry's 82 years old. This is a family. He told you this several times. This is a family business. He's never not going to make money, right? Like just this year, every NFL team made $432 million, right? Like every NFL team will get that.
No matter how bad you are on the field, no matter what you own, no matter what your sponsorship team
If you're
sells.
one of the 32 NFL teams, you will get $432 million. And that's not even in addition to what you've made at your own stadium, parking, concessions. So that's in it. Like that's just
the rev share.
The rev share.
Yep.
Of course, we also know that Jerry's I think he's the only owner who owns his, the rights to his
merchandise.
Mm-hmm. So he ain't splitting shares with the NFL about anything with the star on it. So he gets that.
He's like, here's your part.
Yeah, he gives the NFL like, here's y'all part. Yeah. I got the rest.
Yep.
His parking, his merchant, all of the stuff that he is. So we're talking about him raking in off 1 year upwards of probably $700 million. Probably. You know what I'm saying? Like close to the northern part, close to $1 billion. He's not hurt for money. For Micah's point, and in the other player, we have a very small window to make generational wealth, right? Like even when you play this game, if you play 10 years, that's still a small portion of your life. So I'm always with the players.
Is the life expectancy or the career expectancy still around 3 years?
Yep.
For all players?
For all players.
All players.
For all players.
The average.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. Is 3.5 years.
Okay.
So, and if you get that, great. I mean, to do 3.5 years at this level is phenomenal. That makes you one of the greatest athletes in the world at that particular time. But I looked at this over the weekend and I thought to myself, what else could he do? This is the last ditch effort for Micah, because when you get in the season, and here's the difference between out of season and in season. When Micah gets training camp, I can hold in. So if I'm not away, Terry McLaurin went away for a couple of days and they fined him $50,000 a day. That was short-lived. He said, I'm going to come on back. And I can do this hold in where I don't get fined and I can make up some erroneous injury that they really don't have to treat and all that kind of stuff. Bad back, ankle, whatever it is. I'm here. I'm in meetings. I'm all that kind of stuff. I go and do the training room, whatever. In the season, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. In the season, you now start missing game checks. Now, and Micah's on the books this year, still has a contract for $25 million. You don't want those game checks to start missing. Also, during the season, in order for your season to be credited as a credited season, you have to play at least 6 games, right? If not, we're back here next year and you still haven't met the requirements to this year to be counted.
And when you say credited season, means it counts as a full season on your contract.
On your contract.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So if you don't play, they go back and they go, well, you still got 1 more year and we got 2 more years of franchise. So you're back at 1 again. Micah doesn't want to miss game checks. He doesn't want to not get a credited season. And he does not want to play football. Micah wants to play football. So in training camp, when I can do all this, I have to first say, where I think he went wrong was, you should have never shown up. That's just my personal opinion. I know that you said you want to be a leader. Again, we go all the way back, and I've been telling y'all this a long time. You kept saying that you wanted to be a leader. You don't have to say that. You didn't have to say that. You could have just showed it. And it's been the best player on the football field. But that's neither here nor there. It's just my personal opinion. But you should have never showed up. Because now that you keep showing up, and even after you requested a trade, you still showed up. So they're like, well, he requested a trade, but he really wants to be here. So that doesn't really help with your leverage in this whole thing. But this is nothing else. This is all he can do. This is literally all that he can do. And to try to show the Joneses that I'm serious about trading him. You know, I know, I hope you guys know he's not getting traded. They're not trading him. They're not going to trade him. Now, we can all be frustrated in the fact that, should we be here? No, we shouldn't be here. You want Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones to act accordingly, right? Like, no other place is the 26-year-old league leader, 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, who's only player in NFL history that has more sacks than him in the first 4 years is Reggie White, who goes in that other wing with Deion in them.
The penthouse.
Yeah, that penthouse of Hall of Famers. Mm-hmm. Like, any other owner / GM / whoever signs a 26-year-old kid. And I say kid respectfully. We shouldn't be here. But this is all that Micah can do. This is his last-ditch effort to try to get a deal done. In my heart of hearts, I do believe we'll get a deal done.
I do too.
I do believe that a deal is going to be done. Now, where I am, when I tell you I am genuinely confused, I am genuinely confused at the fact that Micah makes this statement, and then there's video on the videos, pictures of Micah being on the field. And about 15 yards away, you see Steven and Jerry on the field. And I'm saying to myself, what world do we live in nowadays? And I thought about this too. I said, David Malugetta, I'm not saying that he's not a busy man. David Malugetta is the agent of Micah Parsons. David Malugetta, according to Forbes, this is the battle with the Forbester, right? Mm-hmm. Number one franchise, number one agent. According to Forbes, David Malugetta is the number one agent in all of sports.
He's the first agent to ever negotiate $1 billion in
1
year.
Yeah. That's stupid. Mm-hmm. That is insane.
And
so,
what do they normally make? 4%?
3%. 3% for the NFL. In the NFL, 3% max is what you can get. But that's not counting if David Malugetta is also doing marketing deals and all
which
that kind
he
of
is.
Stuff. Well, in that case, he can get up to like 15% in the marketing side of deals. So you're talking about 3 plus 15 to 20. We're talking about anywhere between 18 to 23% overall of someone's whole deal, right? Like that's just stupid. You're going to do 3% of $1 billion?
Yeah, it's 300 million. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I'm not saying that David's not busy, right? And I'm not saying that David doesn't have access to private planes.
30 million.
But if David Malugetta is trying to now negotiate the second largest contract in NFL history, because he already owns the first one. The Deshaun Watson deal with David Malugetta, $230 million guaranteed. Micah will be the next one because he will be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. So he'll have 1 and 2 under his belt. If Micah, Steven, and Jerry are all in the same compound, how come we don't have David just fly in and we all just sit down? And I even thought to myself, If it is, Jerry says, I only talk to the principal, meaning I only talk to the player. And that's the thing that he's been kind of hell-bent on. I talked to Micah, and we had a deal. I said this last week. It's almost hypocritical of Jerry to say that I talked to Micah about a deal, and once we talked about the deal, I was then going to take it and give it to my contract guy, which is Adam Pacifica and Todd Williams, who handle the money part of things. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't right for Micah to go give his side of the negotiation back to his agent to dot the I's and cross the T's, right? So that's a little hypocritical for me. But if Jerry is saying, I only talk to the principal, all right, Micah, you sit there. David Malugetta, you sit there. I sit here. Steven sits here. Adam Pacifica can stand behind us. And I can talk to Micah. And Micah, then you can relay the message to David Malugetta. And David, you can talk back to Micah. And Micah, you look. I don't care how this gets done. I am mind blown at the fact that we are at this point in time, and two of the most powerful men in the NFL have not spoken a word to each other.
Do you think maybe has anything to do with it? What you just said, two of the most powerful men in the NFL. Do you think it has to do with egos getting in the way?
100%.
Because Jerry didn't even know who he was this year.
100%.
And I'm sure David's like, you don't know who I am?
100%.
When you get ready, come talk to me. And then Jerry's probably like, you know what? You can come to me. No, you come to me.
Yeah, but at some point in time, business has to come into play. Money has to come into play. All right, listen, let me swallow my pride. You swallow your pride. Let's get the deal done. But an offer hasn't even, an offer from David hasn't been sent into the Cowboys. An offer from the Cowboys has not been sent to David. And they have not talked, which is what are they doing all day? No one wants to talk to anybody about anything. And Jerry can say all day long, I don't want Micah to get hurt, so I'm glad that he's not here. Every day that Micah's not here is another day that your team is not getting better defensively. When he's not on the field, he's not getting in football shape. He's not getting the calluses built up for his body to go out there and take on impact. And then you'll be mad when he gets back out there week 1.
Tweaks a hammy or something.
Yeah, so, it's crazy.
Did you think it was weird that the same day that or the day after he put that out, that he's out there in Cowboys gear?
And that's what I'm saying. It's
wouldn't you, if you were really pissed, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't show up.
But if you did, you'd be like, I sure as hell ain't wearing the star. I'm mad at Jerry. I'm mad. I'm going to just wear a white T-shirt and white shorts.
That's how you know all this is the drama.
Just theatrics.
It's theatrics.
A lot of hand waving.
That's all it is, man. It's a lot of just.
And I'll tell you what, as mad as the fans were this weekend, as upset as they are, as soon as they sign that contract, everybody, it's all love and hugs and kisses. And we knew we were going to get this thing done.
But this is a lesson to be learned for guys like Micah who come into this league, and you don't really know this until you get into it. This is always a business, my friend. You're never family. This is always a business. You have to walk and talk accordingly. You got yourself involved because you wanted. Because I think Micah does have FOMO. He has a fear of missing out. I think Micah wants to be liked and celebrated by all. Mm-hmm. I don't think Micah's the kind of person that wants to walk a path by himself, and that sometimes can be a hindrance to you. Sometimes you got to be able to step off and go, "What the hell with it? I'm by myself." But you did all this talking because Jerry wants you in the suite at the Super Bowl. He wants you in the suite at the national semifinals game of college football, and you're just like, "Yeah, we're buddies, ha ha ha." And the whole time he's trying to work a back alley deal on you, and then when you wise up, you're like, "Oh, no, I talked to my agent." It's different. It's different. So you always remember that, man. Word to the wise, to the young people.
Good stuff, Jesse. Great insight. All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, a little more training camp football talk on Hanging with the Boys.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Back to Hanging Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by 7-Eleven, but we already got to 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to tell you about a little fun thing that we're doing here on the show. If you haven't heard, sponsorship and legal have lost their minds, and they're going to let one of you come on the show with us probably the day after the Green Bay Packers game. You get
Monday
tickets to the game. And then the day after, you get to come in studio with us and sit in we'll probably pull you a chair up, probably right over here. We're going to have some wings. We'll have a wing drop, all courtesy of Wingstop. Go to www.dallascowboys.com/Wingstop/2025 to enter. It's going to be a wild time. So
buckle up, Miss Galicia.
Maybe we'll give you a little.
Buckle up, Miss Galicia. That's going to be a wild day for you right there.
It is. Maybe we'll even get you a little tour, some kind of VIP.
There you go. Add stuff onto this list that might not actually happen.
Hey, let's say not promoted as part of. Let's see how far we can push
legal and all. They're gonna be like, we already gave him enough. We're already letting them on air.
Maybe we can let you be like the kickoff tee person, where you can run out there and grab the tee after kickoffs. Let's just keep pushing this.
This is Shannon. I want to let y'all know this is Shannon making promises. He's writing checks.
I didn't promise.
But might not be able to cash.
I didn't promise.
This is not Jesse. I do battle by my lonesome. I do enough to get myself in trouble. I'm not letting Shannon add on my list.
Okay. Well, anyway, go enter, because we want one of our friends. We want one of our loyal listeners to win this. One of our calling guests.
We do.
So go enter. Go get your family to enter.
I saw Pastor Q. Pastor Q retweeted one of my things. I didn't see him in person.
Oh, okay.
But I saw him on social media.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
We need to start taking calls again. We kind of got off that last year. We need to start.
After that dude came in and dog walked Nate that day.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Ask 9, 10, 11, 12. Nate took that really well.
Initially. Yeah.
And
then he was like,
yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
then he went off on him.
He listened. He thought he laid in it for a minute. All right, let's have some fun. We only got three minutes left.
Okay,
let's
have some fun.
We probably already gave this too much time. Let's just say theoretically you did trade Mike. Neither one of us thinks that's going to happen. If you did, in this day and age, I went back and looked at the Khalil Mack trade, and he was about the same. I think he was the same age.
He's a year older.
Was a year older?
I can tell you that for sure.
And then I think I should have screenshot it. I didn't look it up, but I think it was a first. Let's look that up before I misspeak.
Well, let me say this. So to your point, Bill Barnwell did a list over on ESPN, and he kind of went through every single team, and he said if you had players on that team that was worth the trade, who would those players be that realistically, and what would the trade cost be? Mm-hmm. And so for the Cowboys, it was Micah Parsons, and Bill Barnwell said that Micah Parsons right now would be two first round picks and more. And then with that, it would still be his long-term extension. So Bill Barnwell is saying right now.
Here's a Khalil Mack trade. A 2019 first rounder and sixth rounder, and a 2020 first rounder and third rounder. So 2 firsts,
a third and
a sixth. Okay.
Yeah, it would have to be along those lines. It would either have to be 2 firsts and a second, or like that, 2 firsts, a third, and a later round pick.
Some kind of combination of first round, multiple.
It might be even more. I'm gonna be honest with you.
The way the market is now,
it might be.
And if you're one defensive pass rusher away, why wouldn't you just go all in?
Yeah, it might be. And people are, and I get what people are saying. And people are saying, well, if you made this trade, and again, we're just saying hypothetically, we both don't believe that it'll happen. But if it did happen, people are saying, well, what you get with those draft picks, you can't replace Micah Parsons. And to my argument is that I'm not trying to. My argument would be, if I had these first round picks, which presumably would be one in that particular year and the other one in the next year. So we'll give the Cowboys 2 first round picks that next coming year, 2 first round picks the upcoming year. That's 4 first round picks. Do I find another Micah Parsons? Statistically, the numbers probably say no. Mm-hmm. But if I go and find a Zach Martin, if I go and find a Tank Lawrence, if I go and find a CeeDee Lamb, if I go and find another starting cornerback, my team has got significantly better than it was a year ago just with Micah Parsons. So it's not, don't think about if I get 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks, or 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick and a 5th-round pick, I'm going to find the next Micah Parsons. No, I'm going to get a better football team.
I'm going to build my team out.
I'm going to build my team out so we don't have any more holes, right? Because do I get the productivity that I get from Micah? Maybe not. But do I get interceptions? Do I get better protection?
You might not have to worry about your right tackle anymore. You don't have to.
You see what I'm saying?
Safety. You don't have to worry about middle linebacker.
Do I couple these up? And my boy Jeff said this. Do I couple these up in a couple years and go get Arch Manning?
Right.
Right. Because you're right. Do I look at the situation if I'm hovering around 10, and Arch is going to be the number 1 pick? Do I say, hey, I got 2 first-round picks this year, and I got another third next year? I give 3 first-round picks, and I move all the way up to get Arch Manning. That secures a quarterback spot for the next, hopefully, 10, 15 years.
The only thing I'd be worried about in that scenario is whoever you trade him to, it's going to be out of your division. So all this talk of him going to the Commanders,
maybe.
I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way you would trade him in the.
If they're giving the most compensation,
I don't know. I still don't know if you would do it unless
they're giving you 2 first and a second. Everyone else is not.
I don't know. Because I think the last thing they'd want is him to go somewhere. You have to face him twice a year, and then they go to the NFC Championship game, and you're sitting there watching, going, shouldn't have done it. I don't know. Anyway, but money talks.
Yeah,
and draft picks talk. Only thing I'd be worried about is whoever would get him, they're probably going to be a contender. Because I don't think a bottom of the barrel person's going to – so your draft picks aren't going to be at the top of the draft. They're going to be mid to bottom for that first year and probably even that second year. So I'd be a little bit worried about that. But first rounder is still a first rounder, right?
First rounder. So if I get anywhere between 12 and 22, it's great talent there. That's 10-year worth of talent. Like in your head, you're thinking anybody that I pick in the first round, I'm expecting – 5 to 7 years of productivity. You know what I'm saying? Like the closer I get to the upper part of the draft, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, I'm hoping to get 7 to 10 years.
Would you do it? And we can't talk about players because they're on other teams and we don't want to get in trouble. Are there players? I think if I did it, if there was a player lumped in with draft picks, I'd probably still want two picks. I would do it for a player, but are there any players where you would do it straight up for another player, or would you have to do this solely to build out your team?
No. I don't. The only other player you would have to go. I mean, Micah's 26. Mm-hmm. You would have to go. It would have to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
have to be a fairly young to second year contract.
There's I won't say the player's name, but I'll say there's a guy in Tennessee that plays along defensive line. That you were talking about him, a first round pick, and maybe another. Now we can make. Yeah. Now we can talk.
You're still needing picks, though.
Yeah. You still need picks. I don't know if there's a player for player swap that because again I'm looking at you think about the guy from Cleveland, but you're like he's older.
Right.
I don't have much time. Like Micah's 26 years old. Right. Like that's the crazy part. He's 26-year-olds.
4 to 6 good years left.
You got 4 great years left. 4 to 6. Really, really good years left. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. There's a player that we would just, swap and be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, and neither one of us think
it's happening.
He's going to get traded anywhere. It's just fun to talk about.
This is what he has to do. This is his last ditch effort to try to make something happen. And I sit somewhere between what Don Van Natta said about that the Cowboys want to generate anywhere between $100 million in free marketing dollars through the months of June and July. And they're doing it. Like I sit between that and this really has a chance to go bad for the Cowboys. But I sit really close to what Don Van Natta wrote in his article about this is what Jerry Jones wants to do.
Just talk about me and
this is a part of his off-season plan. He gets there every single year because he knows this deal could have been done. This is if any contract that he has to do, these ones are the easiest ones. Mm-hmm. You don't have to find out where their value.
Here's the blueprint.
Like Jake Ferguson's contract was more difficult to do than what Micah Parsons' contract would be.
Right.
Like, because you have to find out, where does Jake Ferguson fit? What is his value in the league with other positions? You know exactly where Micah fits.
Our only question is years and guaranteed money. That's the only thing. The rest
And you already have the blueprint.
Yep.
Just saw him up on the screen. T.J. Watt, right? T.J. Watt. Yeah, T.J. Watt. He had $123 million. Well, you got more than that.
Yep.
Like, it's all written out for you.
And when you talk about timing, football's back. It's on every channel. Everybody's talking about it. And what better way to grab headlines and create some kind of drama that takes that even though they're at Steelers camp and they're at Colts camp, guess what they're talking about? Cowboys camp.
Cowboys camp. Yep.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
So everybody don't fret yet.
No.
Till we miss games, we're good. But to Jesse's point,
He ain't missing.
Doesn't really help.
He only want to miss practice. Like, that's what I'm saying. You think he's missing games? He doesn't even want. He doesn't even want to miss practice.
Can you imagine him sitting on the sideline watching a game from home? He would be like, I'm going to play.
Yeah,
I'll play for free.
He'll go in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I can't do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, it's been fun, man.
Yes, sir.
Kurt, hope you're back on Wednesday. Nate, cannot wait to hear what happens at practice tomorrow and your assessment of that. Paul, thanks for keeping us on the air. Chris, hurry up and get back. This has been another edition of Hanging with the Boys. We will see you Wednesday, same time, same place.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?